Yamaya.
That's Jemiah.
Yeah, Jeremiah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey.
You actually get to see my face. You get to put a face with a voice.
Hey, how you doing?
Better than amazing, my brother. How about yourself?
I'm doing just great, sir.
All right, all right.
So I am going live on
Recording in progress.
Zoom. All right, you guys. What's up? What's up? This your favorite entrepreneur, Candace $1 billion Tone. Back at you with another episode number 8 in like 1 month. We are doing it. Got some good, some bad, and some ugly, but it's all good. We doing this together. So, just to give you a quick recap, of some of the other episodes. Um, the first one was just a test, just to fill out this podcast, taking you through the process of how to start a podcast, some ins and out. You see an unedited, uncut version, just me trying to figure it out, using my phone, out driving. One episode, one episode is just you hearing the birds, me outside, just a couple different things, trying to fill it out. Episode. Then I started to do online using StreamYard and Zoom. Then I had guests on, and also I took I actually did a review of another podcast. Um, y'all, oh man, I think my most difficult one is the last one when I had to edit. A lot of editing. I tried to add like sound effects to it, but it's fun. But it's long. It's a long, tedious process at the same time. So today I got my mentors on right now. The McBrides, Krissie and Dexter. They are some amazing people. And they do and they love helping people, and they mentor people and they guide people using I mean they if you coachable, then they can work with you. Period. Point blank. And I like the way they do it because they relatable to me with me because some of the same books I have read, or some of the same books that I want to read, they already read. So I love it, and they do a lot of different things. So Krissie and Dexter, if you guys can just come on and just tell us about yourself. Who is the McBrides?
Yeah, I'll go. All right, how y'all doing? I'm Dexter McBride. I am one half of the McBride duo. This is my beautiful wife, Krissie McBride. And a little bit about us. You know, we've been together for 30 years. We've been married for 27 of those years. On this journey, me and my wife, we decided that we were tired of being financially destitute. So we knew we had to find something. Something had to work besides us. So we got on this journey and started building. We started building a business. And then I know our business. We've been building that business for 7 years now. We have successful business, um, and along this journey, we have been able to help thousands of people better their lives. And to see how things can change. You hear people talk about things like financial freedom, and they really don't have an idea of what financial freedom really is. And I'll let my wife chime in. I don't want to take up all the talking time.
Oh, we can talk. We ain't got no.
It's okay. It's okay. we got some time.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing, especially when we have something to say. Some people talking and they ain't saying nothing, but
Facts.
we this journey has been amazing for us. We had to start with self development. We always were doing a little side hustles, always trying to make a little extra change because we, like to do things, like to spend money. But those side hustles and that, a lot of times they were dead ends. There were things that we were putting money into and never got anything out. And so we got presented with another opportunity. And I was very skeptical and I didn't want to be involved because we had already went through the process of, not making anything. But my husband, he saw this wonderful opportunity, and I'm so glad that he took advantage, even though I didn't want him to, because it has absolutely changed our life. It gave us the blueprint of what it takes to be financially fit, financially wealthy. It told us what to do to build wealth. It wasn't just something that said, if you're a good salesman, sell, sell, sell. No, they taught us. And that's what was missing the whole time was the education. Once we got that, it was on the pop, and it took us. We made mistakes, you know what I'm saying, and that's one of the things that we do as coaches and teachers. We want you to learn from our mistake. Yeah, some things you got to learn on your own. We understand that, but some things, if I could teach you how to avoid that trap, avoid that issue, that means you get to skip over that. You get to move on to something else
and faster
and quicker, right?
Yeah.
So we love to help people to avoid the mistakes that we made. We already made them, so you don't have to. That's just like what we would do for our children. If you want your children to be at a better place than you, you're going to teach them what to do and what not to do.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Then, as time has gone on, other things that have appealed to us is creating ways of making residual income. Oh my goodness, y'all! I'm going to be the queen of that before long because I ain't playing. You feel me?
That part. The queen of residual income. I love it.
Income.
I love it.
I'm gonna work right now.
And that's a very, that's my wife saying, residual income, and it goes, when you look at income, most people have a income called linear income. They have one income. And what linear income is, the perfect definition of what linear income is. Linear income is the money you make one time for the work you did one time. When you clock in to work on the job, you start to make money. When you clock out, your money stops. And see, most people are trying to live their life like this, but you need other streams of income. And see, we teach people about multiple streams of income.
Absolutely.
See, multiple streams of income is summed up in 3 other incomes: leverage income, passive income, and residual income. To go along with your linear income, so now you got 4 incomes working. So if one, like my wife, to give that an example of a table. If you got 4 legs on a table and one breaks, that table can still stand.
It stands better.
It stands better.
It
stands better.
Yeah.
Let it be a one-leg table.
But you try standing on a one-leg table.
Wow.
Unless it's that part. Foot.
It's no longer a table.
That's right. So now,
it's no longer a table.
If people looked at their household and so and they'll say, well, I don't understand how I can make more money. I'm working 2 jobs. I got a side hustle here. I'm doing nails. I'm catching fish. You got all these things. And these are some of my examples because look here. I sold Avon, Mary Kay, all that. I did all that. Sold fish, cut grass, all that. But at the end, I was still working for money.
Still broke.
And we were still broke. And most people, and we had that linear income. And most people have that linear mindset. That's a mindset that can change. Yeah. You can change that at any time. You can always change. You can change linear income to multiple streams of income. And so me and my wife, we learned that in these 7 years on this journey. We've learned about, people say, "Oh, I'm an entrepreneur." Okay, entrepreneur. How many hours are you putting in on your part-time business? I understand 9 to 5. You're giving that to somebody else. That's 8 hours. Wow. Out of the other 16 hours out of the day, how many of those hours are you putting towards yourself?
Okay. Okay. So what if somebody be like, okay, I gotta let's say by time but they go 8 hours, one job, and then let's say they have a second job. Let's say they do like 6 hours, and then by the time they come home, they tired, or maybe they got kids. So I mean, how do you work in a business when you have, let's say, 2 jobs and a single parent? What would you say to that?
A little bit does a lot whenever you're doing your own business. A little bit means a lot. It's time management. That's the biggest thing too. Just like you manage your money, you have to learn to manage your time. And we look at superstars, Oprah Winfrey and Elon Musk and excuse me, all these people. They get so much more done in their time than the average American, well, the average person does. It's because they are truly focused on what they're doing. They have schedules, they're so organized, and they're making sure that every minute of their day is used to do things that will either bring them, be an asset, or help them to build what they have onto their asset. So it's really about time management. That's what it boils down to. Even if you work two jobs, a lot of times we spend time watching television. We spend a lot of time on these phones. All of the time that we're doing these things, especially if you have a phone in your hand, that phone is capable of making you money. But are you playing games and flipping through people's and scrolling through people's stuff? Or are you trying to find a way that you can maximize
generate income
and generate income from yourself?
Even a single parent, you can be a single parent working two jobs, coming home with kids, get you 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and go back to work. But during that time, I can guarantee you this, because I see it a lot. You have single parents, like my wife was saying, they got a cell phone. They're on their cell phone at work, on Facebook, on Instagram. They're already on all the social media sites. You're already using the site, so why not use that time to build your part-time
That
business?
part right there, huge.
So there's no excuse.
But then there's also the other thing that we didn't talk about.
Go ahead.
And the fact that most people that are working two jobs trying to get more money, there's probably a better way for them to get more money versus working two jobs.
Okay.
And that's through financial literacy and understanding how our communist, I said communist.
Capitalist.
I capitalist. Oh, God, I took it to another
Wait, where you live in China?
I just let you know I'm just getting ready for whenever it's time for me to go across the waters.
Okay.
But
you look at that. Most people live in America and don't even know what type of country they live in.
I know.
Wow.
You know, we learned in all these years, up until the last 7 years. 7 years ago, me and my wife did not know that America was a capitalist country.
We didn't understand
capitalism.
We didn't understand capitalism.
Let me now, if you go on the Duns and Bradstreet, type in the government of the United States. Guess who's up there? The government of the United States on Duns and Brads. Now, anybody that know about Duns and Bradstreet, that's where businesses, and they got the United States up there. I found that out just the other day. I always knew America was a business, the United States, but the fact that they put it out there for everybody, don't believe me. Go up there and do your own research. It's it's crazy, but yeah.
And it is a corporation. America is a corporation. It's a business. You know, we get out. You know, we hear a lot of time. We see people say, "Oh, your Social Security number is this, your Social Security number is that, and you can get money from this. You become this, you become that." You hear all this rigmarole. And then I asked them, "Let me borrow $2 million." You say they owe you 20 million. Let me hold 2 million. They can't produce it because why? America ain't ready to give it to you. What? America is a business, and what they're telling you, all the laws that they make on the land is for business owners.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything that they do is for a business. Even if they raise the taxes on the wealthy, guess what? The wealthy already know how to lower their tax obligation.
Yeah.
The most American people know how to complain about
it. How to go to work. Now, who paid the most taxes in America?
Working Americans. They're the highest tax bracket. Wow. The average working person right now making $75,000 a year pays more in taxes percentage-wise than Warren Buffett.
What? Wow.
And Donald Trump. than Elon Musk, than Jeff Bezos,
That
than
part.
these billionaires that are making money, millionaires that are making money. And the American people say, well,
But the crazy part is that we convince ourselves that they're getting some
unfair treatment.
undue treatment whenever they just know the laws. They
That's it,
read the
tax laws.
books, they just know the laws.
Like we did. We started reading books when me and my wife started reading books. We started reading 475 tax deductions. Started reading that book, 475 tax deductions, and there's 475 tax deductions that as a home-based business owner, you qualify for.
Wow.
So I was like, wow. Then I went on to the IRS.gov website because I was so afraid of the IRS. I used to be afraid of the IRS, y'all. I used to be scared of them. I ain't messing with the IRS. I ain't messing with them people taxes. That's my taxes. I need to learn how to pay less of them. And so I went on their website and found out that they would send me pamphlets. How to educate myself. They have all of everything that you want to know about your taxes. You can go to their website and pull it up, and it's right there. They got 8,000 pages of tax laws, and 30,000 of them belong to working class Americans.
So, but okay, so what do you say about those people that don't understand the language they put into that, like into the laws? Like, is there something? I mean, what do you do? How do you understand that language? How you break it down?
So the first thing that we did was we got into this company that broke it down for us. That's really what took away the fear, because when they started saying, they put it in layman terms, and then we went to go verify what they were saying, and then as you start reading, it's like like I keep saying, the tax deductions. Somebody put up a post one time and it was like, oh, the government will pay for your bills. And okay, the first thing anybody's going to say is, if you're saying that the government's going to pay for your bills, it's like, they're crazy. Unless you're talking about welfare, the government ain't paying for nobody's bills.
Right.
Why? They do pay your bills if you're a business owner, because they want people to own businesses. And so therefore they specifically will pay your bills. They want you to reduce your costs because they know they're giving you the way to reduce your costs. Because most businesses fail within the first 3 to 5 years. The reason that businesses fail within that time period is because of lack of money, lack of finances. You're pouring it in. And while you're pouring it in the beginning, ain't nothing coming out. But they know that if they keep you on, they know if you stay on the right track, and they know that if you are doing get to a point where you're starting to reap reward and you're starting to earn income, you're going to have to hire somebody, and you're going to need to get some more taxpayers on your payroll. So you're going to benefit them in the long run. Think about Amazon. Amazon started in a basement. Walmart went bankrupt.
What?
14 times.
He went back and was having yard sales in his yard. I'm not lying.
What? I didn't even hear that. Wow.
He had a shed. He had a little shed in his yard that he was selling his stuff out of. Sam Walton. Right there in Arkansas.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People don't see that. They see Walmart. They see Sam. They don't see what it took to get there.
Exactly.
But in the midst of getting there, that's the same thing that the government hopes for every business. They hope that for every business. Let me give you a chance. Because if I give you a chance and you get employees, your employees are going to pay taxes into my system. So let me help you out.
That part.
And that is really, really how it works. But people don't know that. And whenever you say that the government will help you pay your bills, everybody shuts their hands, their eyes, they close it. It's like, that's a scam. That's a lie. No, that ain't. But it's the truth. But if you look through the laws, it's absolutely true. Absolutely true.
Wow. You take a simple thing, and what a lot of people look at, they look at when they hear MLM or they hear network marketing, they say, oh, that's a scam. That's the last frontier for free enterprise
Mm.
because you already living in your house. You already paying the bills.
Right.
What are you going to do
True.
if you go out and start a business? You're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay probably rent on the building
Mm-hmm.
because see that person has residual income. That person who owns the building, because you want to
Oh
see
yeah.
you
Oh,
want to pay them.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay,
Oh
so
yeah.
you can pay them rent,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
want their rent.
Yeah.
So so you're paying them rent, and then you're paying for the utilities. They want their money,
But you're paying it twice.
but you're paying it twice.
You're
Yeah.
paying for that your home
You paying it at your
Mhm.
home, and
and
you
at the
paying it
business.
at the business.
Yeah.
How we know? We've been there, done that.
Failed.
Yeah.
Big fail. Don't do
Yeah.
it.
So trust me, we know how to
Mhm.
fail, but we
Wow.
also and we don't, and it wasn't failing. Don't look at it as a failure. We know how to learn,
We learned.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
so
That's
we
important.
learned.
Mhm. Took it
So
as a
now,
lesson.
But we gotta stop being afraid of failure.
yeah,
Afraid of not
Exactly.
working,
Yeah.
afraid of not being exactly what's in our mind or the way we picture it.
Mhm.
Because once we get out of our head with that and we learn from every time there's a setback or every time that it doesn't go quite like we want it, every single time that happens, it is a lesson to be learned in that. And when you learn that lesson, then guess what? You get to move forward. See, it's not time to
Mhm.
quit because it gets hard or because it's difficult or because you can't see, right in front of you, even though
Mhm.
even though you know it's there, you cannot quit. But so many of us have fear failure. We are ashamed. We don't want people to know that something didn't work.
and one of the biggest fears that people have is the
It's
fear
just,
of success.
oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
They
true.
talk that they want
True.
success. People say,
Facts.
"Oh, I want to be successful," and then we say, "Okay, let's go be successful." They say, "Oh no, I don't want to do it."
That's facts. I was told fear stands for false evidence appearing real.
That's
Yes,
You
exactly
know.
right.
that's
So
brown.
That's
mm.
exactly.
That part. And then so I know we kind of going all over the place. But it's cool though. I'm loving this. I loving this. So yesterday I was on a call with you guys and Krissie brought up something that I thought was very, very important. She was her mentor, our mentor, was taught them how to become a millionaire. There's like steps, like strategizing your way to a millionaire. Could you explain that if you kind of can you touch on that a little
Absolutely.
bit? Do you remember?
Absolutely. So what we were discussing or what I brought up was in order to be a millionaire, there's certain ways that can happen, right? So the first way that you can think of being a millionaire is if you just have the asset. If you have $1 million, right, in an investment account and it generates money for you, that absolutely qualifies and equates you to be a millionaire. Um, the next thing that you can do, because having assets also can equate to uh, being wealthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you were to own 4 houses, and this means you own them, they're paid for, there's no, of course, taxes, but you flat out own them, you would need to own 4 properties valued at $250,000 to be able to equate yourself as a millionaire, because you have at that point
Mm-hmm.
in time you have the assets to solidify that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you don't own the home, if you're financing, then you would need 20 properties. 20 properties valued at that $250,000 because money's is going to go back to paying. You're going to be paying for interest and all that kind of good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So just because if you finance for a home, it would not make you a millionaire. That's just, I mean, you would have to finance 20 to equate that.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you're looking at all these things, when you're looking at the things that I just described, how does a person go from where we are to that point? Um, if you are if you don't have $1 million, how are you going to get $1 million, right?
Right.
Some people have products that they might try to sell but we already know that
And now that
that's
road, you got to sell a
that's
lot of
Yeah,
product.
to
you
get
do.
to $1 million.
Yeah.
But between the cost of the product, because between marketing, between getting out there, the time, all of that, you got to do a lot of selling to get to $1 million
Absolutely.
worth of product.
Yep.
Again, who's going to finance 20 homes? If you're trying to figure out how to pay rent, how to pay your car payment, how to keep gas in the car, how to keep your insurance paid, how to keep food on the table, how to pay for your children's school needs. If those things don't come at ease, there's no way that you're going to be financing 20 homes or owning 4.
Right.
Because that it doesn't just happen like that. Something has to, it's a progression. It doesn't just happen.
It's a strategy. You have to, you can, but it's a long journey to sell yourself to $1 million. But it's shorter if you strategize yourself to $1 million.
If you work with a group of people,
which is networking, you have to network. So you take a person that's making, let's say that person, they're making $10,000 a month in their business.
Okay.
And say this is the money that the business is generating with little to no work from that person. That's $120,000 a year. In 10 years, that business net worth is $1.2 million. You have an asset. This is what makes you a millionaire, not money. See, most people think $1 million makes you a millionaire. No. If you look at most millionaires, what makes them a million? What makes them a millionaire? What makes them a billionaire? Their assets.
Okay.
Why? I shouldn't say his name out like that. But why the ex-president that's on trial, why he just don't pay the fees? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If he's a billionaire, why can't he just pay the $1 million fee? Because it's not.
And it's shown he doesn't have $1 million liquid cash money.
He has assets, and they're tied up. But on top of that, we have the opportunity that we've learned about, and that we have been definitely fortunate to know and to use and to have access to, is a multi-level marketing opportunity that allows you to build wealth. It teaches you about wealth, and then it gives you the opportunity to build it. I've not seen anything like this before, because no matter what company we've been in, we've always made money. Like I said, we can talk, and we have always been able to sell products, sell some things, and achieve great things during the selling of the product.
But those companies didn't teach us
what to do with that money.
They didn't teach us anything about investing, saving on tax dollars, minimizing expenses, getting out of debt. They didn't teach us any of it.
That's the meat and potatoes right there.
That is the meat and potatoes. And
they didn't teach us anything.
We thought we had to stay, but we was eating soup.
That part. So do you guys right now have any type of like assets or investments?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you. Let me share. I want to share something with our audience. Back in October of 2018, I bought my first investment.
Congratulations.
In the stock market. Wow. With dollars on stash.
Okay.
Okay. That's why I started at $5 on stash.
I
didn't know anything about investing, but I know that they said we need to invest and get started, and you can get started today for $5. Don't be afraid. So I put my money in there. $5. And I was investing $5 a week. That was $20 a month. I didn't think nothing of it, but I was gonna do it. So $20 a month. And from doing that, and then having financial education, learning financial education, we learned things like budgeting. Things like, what can I cut out that I can have more money to invest?
Powerful, right there.
Yes. How can I generate more income? And then with that income, I'm going to invest it. So for 5 years, I didn't work for 5 years. I didn't work a job because we were generating more income with the business that I would make working. And um, so I didn't work and I took on some other businesses. I got into some other ventures. They had their successful moments, but I got to the point where I said, I'm just going to work. I'm just going to work a job. I haven't worked in a long time. I went ahead and I got a job, but you know what I do with that job? A third of my paycheck goes to an investment account.
What?
A third.
Wow. That's
Okay.
that's big. That's big. That's
That's
smart
huge.
and
That's huge.
smart.
Huge.
Because we learn late.
Right.
So we learn late. We
And
learned in
we
our
were in our
40s.
40s.
So you think we learned about financial education in our 40s? I know there's people that's watching this thing right now that's in their teens and 20s. Y'all are getting something that we didn't get.
Please listen. Please.
Because just imagine at the age of 20, and if you started investing now, you would just take $300.
We're getting off the subject.
Oh, yeah.
We got to go
But
back
investment.
to
I'm talking about investment.
No. But we got to talk. She's been giving us the platform to tell about some of the things that
well,
we are doing to create residual income. She done led us to this about 3 folks.
Okay.
We get.
Okay. Well, I got off track. Oh man.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Chris. Don't worry. Y'all doing good.
She's hooking us up.
Okay, go ahead.
She's hooking us up. Because one of the first things that I'm going to talk about that creates generational wealth that also helps create residual income, because we've been talking about that too, remember, is the fact that I decided to write a book.
Okay.
Is that a second?
Okay, congratulations. Okay, best-selling author. Yay! Yep. Okay, so wait. You have a book. Can we get a title? Has it dropped? Have you already released it?
Let me tell you. So the name of the book is called Slave Mentality. It was supposed to drop on my birthday, but they found some editing snafus.
You can pre-order,
but it can be pre-ordered.
Okay.
And it is, the book is done. It's just that the company that I work with, they just have high standards, and I love that. They don't want typos and mistakes if they can help it. Right. And so they found some pages that weren't right.
Okay.
It's like, well, let's just take the time to fix it.
Right.
Once we get it fixed, we'll get it to you.
Okay.
So the book is written. It's just a matter of getting those corrections made. It's called Slave Mentality. This book is going to be like no other that you probably ever read, because I'm just different like that. My brain is wired. He knows me. But he loves me the way I am, so I'm so thankful, because somebody else might be like, this girl is just some lost. But the story, even though it's a fictional story, it ties into a lot of what we talk about, a lot of what we deal with, which is finances. It is about I'm just doing this exclusive.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it, Krissie.
You've been telling everybody the whole details. So people like, you write a book? What's it about? Oh yeah, it's a love story. That's about all they get.
That's all you told me.
But I feel good about what we're doing and what we're talking about. This book is actually sci-fi. Okay. It is about the people in the story are actually going back in time.
Okay.
They're going back into slavery days. You probably like, why?
No. I mean, you had slave mentality. That there's a reason why you named it that. So
absolutely, because even though we don't know it, we have a slave mentality. This was something that was passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation. in the book, there is a huge comparison of what life is like now compared to what life was like then.
Mm,
And even though a lot of things we're making choices on, we're choosing, we're still just having about the same things that we had back then.
mm.
They fed us because they needed us to be healthy enough to work.
Right, absolutely. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They
Yep.
clothed us because we weren't going to walk around they folks naked. You
Right.
know what I'm
Right. Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
They,
Mm.
they gave us transportation. If we had to go somewhere, we might have got to ride on the back of a wagon.
Mm-hmm.
And they always kept us in a hut.
Mm-hmm.
Something over our head, a house,
Right,
a
right.
little firewood place.
Mm.
It might not have been the lap of luxury, but it was what it was.
Mm-hmm.
We had our basic needs met
Mm.
in most cases.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there's some other stuff that came with it, but our basic needs were met.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what do you think is been happening in today's society?
Bare the minimums.
Our basic needs are met.
Mm-hmm.
They're not wanting us to be educated. They're not wanting us to have that we go to school and we don't talk about money in school.
Oh, that part.
Let's keep it real.
Mm.
They will teach us to cook. They will teach us to woodwork. They
Mm-hmm.
will teach us to uh their math, and now the math is all
The math ain't mathing.
Smith is. My son is 12 years old, and he's an honor roll student. He's in honor classes in math and English,
Mm-hmm.
which is rare for his age to
Okay,
have
awesome.
two. He kept telling the teacher, she said, I don't know what to say to him because he kept saying, why do I have to do all of this whenever I just know that this is?
Right, right.
The teacher was saying, she said, I don't know what to tell him. She said, I
Mm,
need him to do the work. But my son kept saying, I don't have to do that because I know that this is.
mm.
I got the school system jacked up.
Yeah, yeah.
I got two sisters that are teachers. I substitute. I used to substitute. My daughter substitute.
Mm-hmm.
And in the midst of that, I've seen the world. I've seen what it's like. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen kids not paying attention. I've seen the ones that are lost in the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
of course, we've gone to school for ourselves. They will teach us everything except for money, but
Yeah.
yet and still money affects us every day that
Every
we are
single
in this.
day.
We are affected by money.
Mm-hmm.
From the time we're born and that hospital bill comes out to the time we die and it's a funeral bill. Come
Mm.
on now.
Yeah.
Money is in our food, every food, clothing,
Necessity.
where
Yeah.
you live, everything you do, money is in it, but
Mm-hmm.
they do not teach us about it.
Nothing. They don't teach us nothing about it in school.
Why is that? Because they need us to keep the slave mentality. They need
Mm.
us to make just enough. They need us to have enough to make us feel like we have got
Yeah, they got
something.
that little carrot in front of us. The money is
You
the
see,
carrot. Yeah, just enough. Yep. So
yes,
wow.
enough.
Okay.
And then when we start making more, people will make up cliches to not make money. Y'all better go somewhere and quit saying stuff like that. I'm not entertaining y'all when y'all do stuff like that. Cause I used to do it, and I'm not doing it
Mm-hmm.
no more. Saying crazy stuff like I'm all right without it. I don't have to have money.
I hear that. I hear that more than I would like to hear that.
I can't take it with me when I die.
Say that
Oh, that
again.
part. I said I've heard that statement more than I would like to hear it.
What
I
that?
that's what I'll be wondering. I'm like, why
You
don't you?
making excuses to not have.
Uh,
You're trying to put that pillar down there, the cushion, because you don't have and you don't know how to have. And because you
mm,
don't know how and you don't, you just make it okay.
that part.
But I'm telling you, it's not okay. It's
Like
not.
I told my wife like this. I want to have rich people problems. I know all about poor people problems.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. Let's have
I
rich
know
people
all about
problems.
poor people problems. And I encouraged her, write your book.
Mm-hmm.
Write your book, put it out there, get your book out there. People need to read that sci-fi, but inside of that sci-fi,
There's some jewels.
you're gonna learn something. You're
Mm.
gonna learn some lessons. You're gonna learn some things that are happening right before your eyes. They're not tricking you. You just hanging with the wrong people.
That part.
And believe in the wrong
Absolutely.
things. God, believe in the wrong thing. So, absolutely, if anybody wants access to my book, my website is Krissie McBride, the dash the author or hyphen the author. So KRISSIE hyphen TheAuthor.com. Krissie McBride, the author. I think the book is good too, because I'm just telling you, I'm a reader. Another crazy story, just a little
bit. It's a good thing. I'm on book number this right now. This time of the year, I'm on book number 28.
Wow. Wow.
So we another funny thing that helped me to write. There's a couple different things that I like to deal about. One of the things is that we had a mentor that had a class, and on that class he was saying that you can monetize your talent.
Yeah.
He said, "What is your talent?" And it's not good enough to be, what does that say, jack of all trades and
master none. Yep.
Master none.
He said, "Don't quit saying that." He said, "Quit saying that. You need to master one."
Master one.
Master at least one,
Yeah.
and let your talent be monetized. He said, "It's nothing wrong with that, and your talent is your talent for a reason." And so when I was thinking of my talents, what we cook together. He's a better cook than me. I'm not even going to deny it, but we cook good together, and I cook good things. He cooks great things. And I was like, should we be cooking? But then I started thinking about all the monies, what I'm saying, that you got to put in to get that started and do that. And we've done stuff before where we put a lot of money into it. And I told my husband, we're not doing that no more. So I was like, we need
a restaurant. I don't want to start too much money.
I said, we need to find something that doesn't cost a lot of money and that we can use it to monetize. Well, how much did it cost?
Oh, time.
Time.
Wow.
It's a lot of time because I've been writing. I've been writing this book for a long time, but I have issues because I wanted it to be. When I read something or I watch something, I am really engrossed in it. But if something is good, I can tell you that it's good and why it's good.
Okay.
So I wanted my story to be one of the best. I want it to be something that shocks people and make people be like, "Oh my gosh," that deep feeling.
Yeah.
And I know that it happens because when I read it, I get those feelings. I get the nervousness, the happiness.
That's what you want. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I know that others are going to feel it as well. Sometimes I'll be like, that's residual income. It was written one time. Yes, there's money that had to be spent on certain things like the publisher and editing and things like that. But once it's written, it's on paper, that's it. I just have to do my portion.
That's that scripture that says, write the vision, make it plain. It's telling us what to do.
And I just have to
write the vision, make it plain. If you want to, I read books from other people. Some of them are dead and gone. I got books in my house from Socrates.
Wow.
Socrates, how long Socrates been dead?
Ooh. Oh no, a long time.
Long time.
Yeah.
But I got books in my house from Socrates that I read. I got books in my house from Shakespeare. How long Shakespeare been dead?
Long time. long time.
Reading his book because in reading is the clues.
Yeah.
The clues are in the reading.
Yeah.
The successful people, it tells you, success leaves clues. They've already made the mistakes. You want to get rich? Go read a book about somebody that got rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like my wife. Y'all are looking at millionaire.
That part. Yes.
Yeah. I don't see $1 million. I don't see a Mercedes Benz. I don't see a Jaguar. I don't see. You ain't gonna see it.
You're gonna see
Warren Buffett is still living in the house he bought for $30,000.
Wow.
He's still living in the house, but he's a billionaire. The man still drives his Cadillac. He drinks Coca-Colas. He drinks 6-pack Coca-Colas a day.
Yeah,
And he will on Coca-Cola.
Look like we on fire.
I hear it. I hear it pumping. I see y'all.
We're actually, we're sitting, man, we're on this live podcast here with Candace, and we're sitting in our backyard enjoying the night, the beautiful skies, the stars, and all of that, and sharing with y'all the keys.
Mm-hmm.
We're giving you keys to drive the car.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All you gotta do is pick keys up, put them in the ignition.
So residual income can be definitely through your talent. You can also become a property owner, and that's also a project that we have taken on. Not a lot of people know about it.
Yeah.
But the land project that we taken on is to buy in a group. And as we make the purchase in that group, as everybody puts their funds together, we can make better purchases instead of using debt to tie us in. We're using cash to make these purchases and then making money from the purchase and then rebuying.
Cash, I said cash.
That part.
Asset.
Oh,
Or
powerful.
group economics.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Group economics, and
Yeah.
you look at if you look at society today, and you go down through society, go through your neighborhood. Everybody on here that's watching, go through your neighborhood. Everybody eat Chinese food. Everybody eat Asian food. Everybody go there and get their meals. They're going to get the egg rolls, the spring rolls. You're going to get that food.
Mm-hmm.
How many of them live in your neighborhood?
Ooh.
But they all work together. You'll go in that
Mhm.
restaurant and you'll see 10 of them in there working.
Mm-hmm.
They ride in one Toyota van.
Yeah.
They live in one house.
Mm-hmm.
But they're paying the bills, but they're taking the extra overflow of cash flow. They're taking the positive cash flow and they're investing it.
They're sending it back home so they can buy land in their home country, or
And then you look
they're
around.
buying land here.
Yeah.
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 Buying assets here. And the thing is that we have been taught separatism, individualism are the way to go.
Yeah.
It's not
You
true.
can do it yourself.
It's not true.
That all tie back to your book.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, my bad. I said all tie back to your book. It's what it sounds like.
Absolutely, it does.
It's in that book.
Absolutely. That is a slave mentality because you can't trust them. You don't know who to trust. Ain't no use in you putting faith in them and nobody else. If you want something done right, do it yourself. There's so many cliches out there that is crazy that we got to stop saying, stop encouraging, and stop spreading that mess. Because that is a bunch of mess.
Money is the root of all evil.
We
hear that.
Yeah.
How many people say that? You hear that?
I've heard
Money
that.
is the root of all evil. And then you get some that get smart, and they say, no, it say the love of money is the root of all evil. Okay, but why are you going to work every day?
What? Speak it.
Quit your job. Quit your job. But you're getting up every morning, going to some place that you don't like, to work 8 hours at a place that you don't like, to come home tired, disgusted, busted, and broke.
Take it out on your kids. Treat your kids like they don't matter and they ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that stuff keeps getting passed down just because we don't know no better. We don't know any better.
Right.
But the other thing is that when we do know better, how do we change?
Right.
And that's why
That's what personal development.
Development. And that's also why, we have the guidance that we have through this organization, because we couldn't have done it by ourselves. We never could. Our parents did the best that they could.
Yeah.
Did the best that they could.
Yeah.
They loved us as hard as they could, but they could not give us what they did not have.
Absolutely.
They could not give us what they did not have.
Absolutely. So look, we're gonna wrap it up. I got a bonus question for you guys. I got 3 different ones. Y'all can answer all 3 if you want to, or you could choose which ones you want to answer. Okay. So I'm just gonna give you the questions. Y'all choose. Okay. So Question number 1: what are your 5 top books you read? And then question 2 is, how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field and in your industry? And what advice do you have for aspiring authors, investors, entrepreneurs looking to achieve success? We kind of touched on that a little bit. And then the third one is, as a business owner, what strategies have you implemented to ensure long-term success and sustainability for your company and in a competitive market today?
Okay, well, I'll answer that question. I'll take number 3.
Okay.
And number 3 is I use a simple strategy that our company taught. And that strategy is 5. It's 5. They make up a thing called income shifting. One is to minimize taxes. Minimize the amount of taxes that you're losing on the regular. Look at your paycheck. You don't trust me? Go look at your paycheck. Grab your paycheck stub and go check it out. See how much federal taxes you got coming out of that check. See, would you like to have it back? I like to have mine back. I learned how to get mine back. I brought it back, and it started helping me and my household. Number 2, minimize expenses. You're already paying for your rent, mortgage. You're already paying for your utilities at your house. You're paying for that vehicle that you're driving. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just entertain their moms yesterday, but if you know, I learned that entertain my mom, great. Take mom out. We're gonna have a business meeting while we're there with mom. We're gonna make this thing here business tax deductible. So we're gonna do everything we do is tax deductible.
Right.
We learned that through this company. It taught us to do that. Then we learned about credit. We learned that you must learn 100% of your credit, not just 35%. That when you go to somebody just going to do a letter and send it out, you're going to do all 85% of the work. But they're just going to send this letter off and then bam. But then you find yourself back in the same spot. A year later, you're back in the same spot because you haven't learned anything about credit. You really don't understand. And then we take that right there and said, okay, now let's start eliminating debt. So now when you start to eliminate debt, that's more cash flow for you, positive cash flow. And then we took money and started investing. That's a strategy. I didn't sell anything. I took my money, my own money, minimized the amount of taxes that I was losing, minimized the amount of expenses that I was paying, build better credit, paid off some debt, took some money and started investing. Now I have an investment portfolio.
This definitely helps anybody that is wanting to have a business, because if you don't get your finances straight, your business is not going to last anyway. So you have to start with your own finances, and then once you get your own finances straight, it just makes it all the better for you to be able to continue in your business life as well. The other question that you asked was what do we use as motivation? Was that the question? Okay. So for us, what has been motivating has been absolutely our family, one, our children, which most people do, have that going for them. And then we also, for motivation, whenever it's time to retire, we know that we really want to retire.
Yes.
We see so many people that want to retire and even say they're retired, but then they go back to work.
Yeah.
And they come up with excuses. And again, I can't, I just can't sit back and
I got tired of sitting at home.
I got tired of sitting at home, so I went back to work. There's so many other places. There's so many other places. There's so many other countries, cities, states.
That part. And so much to do.
And like with that question you asked about motivation, the number one thing with anybody's motivation, and I will give you this quote, and I hope you got your pen and paper, write it down. See, long after motivation, the motivation to get you started has left, you must replace it with discipline. You must replace it with discipline. That's how I stay motivated every day, because my motivation is discipline. My motivation is discipline myself. That's my motivation. My motivation is saying, I got to get up out this bed. I'm going to go here. I'm going to turn these 8 hours. While I'm working these 8 hours, I'm thinking of my next plan for when I get off to work 5 hours for myself. What can I do in those 5 hours for myself to better my family? And I have to discipline myself that.
That's true. Yeah. That take a lot of discipline.
And then,
yes.
And so the favorite books.
My 5 favorite books.
Yep.
Yeah, right. I'll give you my 5 favorite books. One is The Power of Ambition by Jim Rohn.
One of mine is The Power of Economics by help me. Power Knowledge. I said Power of Economics. Power Knowledge by Dr. Claude Anderson.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, wait. Hold on. I don't know if you can see it, but there you go.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
That part, that book right there.
Yes, got it. Yes. My third great book in our house is The 475 Tax Deduction.
Okay. All right. I got that too somewhere around here.
Slave mentality.
That part.
It is my favorite.
That part. Oh, y'all got it. But y'all caught that book.
That's right. And my number one book that I love reading is my number one book is Think and Grow Rich.
You know, I love that book too. Wait, hold on. I you know what? Only because it's my favorite book too. And look, check this out. I got my notes and everything. I love that book. I read it. I don't have it, but I read it. I think I must either I heard it online or something.
Listen to it on YouTube.
Yep.
It's on YouTube.
It's a good. That's a good one too.
And listen to it.
The Alchemist. I love The Alchemist too.
Yes, The Alchemist.
That's good too. I'm sorry.
It's a good thing. You know. So we read a lot, and so we're gonna let you close out. Have us again.
Don't worry, y'all just gonna have to come back and finish up because I know there's so much more that you guys can go into. That's just kind of a brief overview of everything. But I wanted to say thank you guys for coming and sharing y'all wealth of knowledge. And I also want to give a shout out to Lily from Midway Target. I went in there yesterday and I was just looking for some equipment for lighting and another microphone. Just asking questions about, and I told her I do a podcast. And most places nowadays, the customer service sucks. Terrible. People just so comfortable, But her customer service was outstanding. And so if you listen to this one, I just want to say thank you for all the help and your knowledge that you gave me when I was in your store. You knew what you was talking about, and you was very helpful. She didn't know I was gonna give her that shout out. She just said she's gonna listen to the podcast. So I want to say thank you.
Those flowers while they live in.
Absolutely. That part. So look, we're gonna go ahead and close this out. Thank you, Krissie and Dexter. I appreciate you guys once again for coming on this platform, sharing your information. And we're gonna get her book, her link to her book. We're gonna post that in the comments below. So go ahead and get that Slave Mentality book. Pre-order your book right now. How can they find you guys on social media? What is you guys handles?
So if you go on to Krissie McBride, that's who I am on Facebook. Dexter McBride on Facebook. On TikTok, I'm Miss Biz Wiz. That's MZ _ BIZ _ WIZ, Miss Biz Wiz. I'm also that on TikTok. I'm sorry, I said TikTok. I'm also that on Instagram. Are you still Mr. DCB on?
I don't know what they got me on. It's McBride Dexter 747 or Dexter McBride 747 on TikTok.
What about on
Instagram? Is Mr. Deck 100.
Mr. Deck 100.
Okay.
So yeah,
Generation Curse Builder.
If you find us on Facebook, you'll find us anywhere. But yes, thank you so much, Candace. We love your platform. We love you. We know
Thank you.
Yeah.
She is erasing fear. You feel me? She is conquering fear.
That's right. Got to.
But to do it.
Yeah. That's right. All right, not Facebook, but YouTube. Sign up for YouTube. Fuck Facebook. All right, so